In my opinion, Diddy should be free. Diddy should be home with his kids. And your kids. Diddy's fate set in stone after this. Jury drops a bombshell. Verdict update. Winners versus losers.
So I don't think there's really any question. The loser today is Diddy. The jury
What did Diddy do?
has come back with unanimous verdicts on 4 of the 5 counts. They are hung up on racketeering, but they have reached verdicts on sex trafficking as it relates to Cassie, sex trafficking as it relates to Jane, the Mann Act as it relates to Cassie, and the Mann Act as it relates to Jane. The judge has sent the jury back and said, continue deliberating. They have now recessed for the day. They're coming back tomorrow. And in a minute, I'm going to tell you about why I believe this jury is probably going to come back tomorrow. And let me just first break down why I think this is.
So the reason why this is surprising, 2 days ago I just seen a post saying that Diddy has some of his charges dropped. What will be set in stone right now? And that's why I was intrigued to watch this video. But damn, there's a lot of more charges, bro. But you know, charges don't mean a thing, bro. Accusations don't mean a thing. I can make accusation towards you that last night you found me in the bathroom, you start touching me. Did you do it? No. But it's an accusation. So accusation don't mean a thing nowadays, bro.
Bad news for Diddy. The Mann Act is easy. It is the transportation of a sex worker across state lines for commercial purposes, prostitution. I mean, I don't see how the prosecution did not prove that. And the fact that the jury came back this quickly, it tells me, look, I don't know, but it seems like he's cooked on those 2. As for sex trafficking, we have to look.
What would you say Diddy's cooked, my guy? Free my boy Diddy, man. Free my boy, Chad.
At Cassie and Jane separately. To prove sex trafficking, you have to show that Diddy committed these acts using fraud, force, or coercion. It's interesting as to Cassie. The jury wanted
These kids are fucking yelling, man.
to hear about a trip to Cannes. They wanted the transcript, and this is where Cassie and Diddy flew back from Cannes to New York. On the plane, Diddy showed Cassie a freak-off video that she was on, and he said, according to her, if you don't engage in a freak-off with me when we land in New York, I am going to show this to your mother and release it.
Fake! This is fake, bro. This is fake. Don't believe all this shit. Oh, bro, Diddy was on a plane and Sean Cassie a video of the villain freak-off. She was in. She was already doing freak-offs. According to what you're saying, you can actually tell when some people are trying to make things up from the thing which doesn't exist in the first place. Stop setting my boy Diddy up, man. My boy is innocent.
Publicly. If the jury believes that, that's it. It's coercion. And it's interesting.
Yeah, but that's fake, though.
They honed in on that during their deliberation. Now, they could go either way, but that was, I thought, all along, the most direct evidence of coercion if you believe Cassie. And I think he's in trouble there. As to Jane, I think there's more of an issue of consent. And they did not ask for transcripts as to Jane. So I don't know. You know, I think on the Mann Act, he's in big trouble. I think as to sex trafficking with respect to Cassie, he's in trouble. I don't know about Jane. But either way, there is a significant prison term on the table if he's convicted. As for racketeering,
yeah, they say they want to give him, they give him like a life or some shit like that, 100 years.
Here's the way I see it, because I've told you guys now from the beginning, I've always had an issue with this, that this is not organized crime, it's disorganized crime. And it's not typically what racketeering is used for. So the jury said they were split, and it's not 11-1. There are multiples on both sides. And they said we're dug in. The judge said, go back in and try. So if they're just directly following the jury instructions as to racketeering, they need to find two independent criminal acts. I mean, if they find him guilty on the Mann Act, and I'm guessing they did, well, there are the two acts. Yet, they're hung up on racketeering. What that tells me is it's kind of square peg, round hole for a lot of these jurors, or two of the jurors, multiples, whatever the number is, that they're just not seeing this as racketeering. So that's my opinion about it.
Okay.
Now the question, how do they resolve?
I'm glad this guy said that is my opinion. In my opinion, Diddy should be free. Diddy should be home with his kids and your kids.
It. So they're going to go back in tomorrow and no.
But goddamn, bro, TikTok ruined my mind. This video, it's about to be 5 minutes. And I feel like I've been watching for like 20 minutes, I ain't gonna lie. Oh God, bro.
That they are up against a 4-day holiday. That the courts are closed on Thursday, the federal courts. The judge will open the courtroom if the jury hasn't reached a verdict on Wednesday. They could deliberate Thursday. It's not always the case, but jurors somehow miraculously reach a decision when it comes to butting up against a 4-day holiday. It just happens. They don't want it held over their heads for the weekend, for a long weekend. So that's one possibility, that they just all come together. Maybe the more likely possibility is they come back tomorrow, I don't know, at 11 or noon, and they say to the judge, we are so deadlocked, we cannot reach a verdict. The judge could then say, you know, it's called the Allen charge, which is where he gently badgers them to reach a verdict. He could do that, but my guess is if they don't come in by the end of the day, tomorrow, and they come back toward the end of the day and say, we're just hopelessly deadlocked, the judge will read the 4 verdicts where they were unanimous and declare a mistrial as to racketeering. If that happens and he's found...
So, the racketeering case is gonna be a mistrial, bro. I said it. Don't be like, oh, he said after Diddy, you know, he got those charges dropped, but it's gonna be a mistrial. Facts. On that one.
Guilty on 3 or 4 of the other counts, my guess is they won't retry him on racketeering. But we will see. I don't think it's good news for Diddy. When court was over today, knowing that they reached a verdict on 4 counts, he turned to his family in the gallery and kind of whispered to them, I'll be okay. I mean, you could take that either way, but the way I take it is, if he ends up in prison, he'll be okay. And try to reassure.
What the fuck would you say that, bitch? Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. He'll be okay in jail? You know what will you be okay in, bro? In a mental hospital.
For them. So, bottom line, I think Diddy is going to be found guilty, and that's just my guess. I don't know it, but
Diddy will be free, bro. Free my boy Diddy, bro. Because people, there's something to understand about the Diddy case, though. Hey, yo, there's something people don't understand about the Diddy case, though. Diddy has been doing all the things they say he been doing for over 20 years. So why did they decide to get him? And why did they decide to get him now, after over 20 years? Probably after over 30 years of him doing those free calls, parties, all those crazy fucked up shit. Why him and why now? One of the people who used to cover up for him, he probably fucked them up. He probably, you know, broke the contract he had with them, and they decided, we're gonna take you down. Because you gotta remember, there's that video of him beating Cassie in the hallway. That video just got out the week before they got him. There's the reason why they released that shit. So they knew all what he was doing all along. Cassie also knew what happened to her all along. She tried to start a case. It just got dismissed like this. She got offered money to shut up like this. So why did they decide to get Diddy today? That's a question to ask. So when you say, oh, he'll be okay, all he gotta do, he's not gonna have to be innocent on the charges. He just gotta have to call the people who he fucked up their deal and be like, hey, I learned my lesson. Diddy right here. I'm gonna come back to y'all. I'm not gonna do the free calls. Get me out of here. Guess what? One call will save his ass. That's why I genuinely believe Diddy could be out, bro. Because he's not there because he did some crimes. He's there because the people who used to hide, the people cover up for him, they let him off. That is the truth.